Hi everyone and welcome to the HaPi podcast, Healthcare and Pharmaceutical Insights podcast. Welcome and thanks for joining us. This is a bit of an intro on the podcast and just to give you a bit of an idea of why we're putting the podcast out there, the vision behind it, the idea behind it, and Chris and I are going to talk about that in a second. And most of you will know Chris and I from Evolve, and Evolve are supporting this podcast. And the vision and the ideas and the thoughts behind it is something that Chris and I have been looking at for a good few months now. So just a very quick intro to where we want the podcast to go and the thoughts, the ideas behind it. And then we'll give you a plan of what's happening over the next few weeks and months. So, Chris, thanks for joining me on the call today, on the podcast today. Do you want to give people just a bit of an idea of where the idea came from and your vision behind this?
Yeah, sure. I think we started talking about the podcast a good few months ago now. Mm-hmm. Really from my personal experience of listening to a number of different podcasts across different sectors and also more general sort of podcasts. I think we felt as a team really here at Evolve that there was a bit of a lack of information sharing. And at the end of the day, we work within a people industry, why not share insight across our industry? And I think we wanted to create a kind of non-political playground of good conversation to share insight into personal stories, really, about maybe professional success and how people have achieved what they've achieved, but also about more relatable personal issues and stories that people have, which can all be translated into essentially helping other people within our industry strive to be the best that they can be. Really,
that was the one thing that you and I agreed on, was that everybody has a story, whether that story be more corporate based or whether that story be more personal, there is a story there that people can take something from, and what might be relevant to one person might not be quite as relevant to the other. But as you say, we're part of a people industry. There's thousands of people in our industry that like to listen and to learn from everybody else. So I
think the other thing is we want to create more of an open environment where people have sort of free communication, and share some great insight, but also have a good time doing it. I think that's important. It's easy to get trapped in the kind of stuffy corporate environment sometimes, when actually people just want to hear a good story, and that's kind of what the line of communication that we were looking to open up. I think you'll agree, really. So
part of the intro that I do for the podcast that we've recorded is removing those barriers of sharing knowledge, and I think it's a thing within our industry that sometimes we can't share knowledge and help each other out. I think that's rubbish. I think there's so much that we can help each other out. Yeah, we've got our business here, and people are working on a daily basis trying to do the best they can, and there's an element of that within your business that you need to keep to yourself and you need to keep within your own environment. There's so much else now that we can share with each other and just make individually your life that little bit better. And corporately, if people can listen to things and go, I can put that into action when I go back out, either on the road as a rep or in head office or whatever it is that you do. So
in their personal life, even
absolutely, no, without a doubt, in a personal life as well. So as everybody hopefully can see the logo that we've managed to get put together for the HaPi podcast. I'd love to say that Chris and I came up with that idea behind us, but we've used external. No, used external support to do that, but we really love the name. It's a positive name in terms of the HaPi podcast and getting across, obviously, healthcare and pharmaceutical insights. So the podcast will be available on a variety of different platforms. I don't know where you individually listen to your podcast as you're watching this just now, but it will be available on the usual platforms. Take time, listen to it, watch it, share it, give us your feedback. And I'm sure at some point, there could be an opportunity if you want to come on and have that conversation with myself. It'll be predominantly myself that will take a lead on this. And on occasions, I might even get Chris to come on to the podcast, because even Chris has a story. Believe it or not, he has a story. And I do mean that in all sincerity as well. Chris, thank you for giving me 5 minutes of your time today. I really appreciate that.
No worries. I was just going to say it might be good just to give listeners a bit of an insight into maybe what the first series is.
Oh, good idea. Yeah. On you go. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, sure. I'm happy to do that. So I think the first sort of series that we've got is very much focused around innovation as an overarching topic, and then within that we've got some really interesting guests coming on board. Who Colin's already spoken to one or two of them. And yeah, really insightful watch or listen, depending on how you're watching it or listening for that matter. So yeah, I think their personal insights into both professional and personal stories in terms of how people have achieved innovation in whatever form it may be. Yeah. So yeah. Quite an interesting.
It is, and to be honest, in the couple I've recorded so far, I've learned a huge amount. And the one thing that's come across is people's genuine interest in what they do and offering an innovative solution to the industry. So, that'll be coming out soon. So, thank you, Chris, again for your time, and I hope everybody enjoys listening to the different sessions and the different podcasts over the next few weeks and months. Okay, thanks everyone.